All right, we're back over here at the Robertsdale job. Hopefully this is the last time that I have to be here. I've got just a little bit of mulch over here left that's got to be scooped up. Everything else has already been raked. I'm going to run over it with the mulcher and then we'll seed it. I've got my dad bringing the other truck over here to pick up the skid steer and the trailer when we're done, and he's bringing the grass seed and the spreader, and we'll set you up and let you watch, and we'll see how we do today. mulch raking. We've got all the piles up. There's still, it's still a decent amount on the ground that's mixed in with the dirt, but you're not going to get every little piece up. It's just not going to happen. So We've turned the ground with the rake. I'll run through here and turn this with the rake and mix it in a little bit more too, like we've done the rest of it. And then we'll hit it with the forestry mulcher to give it just kind of that powder smooth finish. There's still a little muddy over there, and I'll just have to be careful and try to hit it as smooth as I can. But I'm gonna run this last load to the dump, and then my father's on his way up here, or down here I should say, to bring the other truck and to bring the grass seed and the spreader, and then we will wrap this project up. And this 2-day job that's taken me, this will be our, I guess at the end of the day today, because it's only a half day today, we'll have like 4 days total in this project. And so I'll go into some detail later on exactly how that happened and what it ended up doing, because this isn't typical. It's not typical that we quote out a project and then just end up giving away some free work. But I'll go into detail on it and give you an overview. Let's check the dump trailer, because every time I leave before I go to the dump, I check it, and I know it's loaded a little heavy. She picks up. I have been thoroughly pleased with this dump trailer. This is an Iron Bull. I bought it used, but man, I've been pleased with this thing. It has not let me down yet. The only time it fails to dump is whenever the steel mill loads us super heavy. See if you can see in there how much we got. A pretty good little bit. That's a decent amount. All the dirt and everything that's in there. That's a little bit larger than the last load. Generally on this trip, on this project, every trip that I've been taking to the dump results in about $60 to $70 in dump fees. And so I got the receipts. I'll sit down and count it up and see how many loads we've taken so far, and figure up how much it cost me. But I don't imagine I'll be too pleased with how much it was in the very end. But that's all part of it. Keep the customer happy, get the job done. Don't have any bad reviews on anything. And then go to the next project. That's it. All right, well, that's a wrap on the Robertsdale job. We took their last loads to the dump today and came back, swapped to the mulcher, ran over everything, smoothed the ground over, turned it in a little bit. You can still see a lot of mulch laying on top of the ground, but it's just the little bitty things. And if we tried to go in and pick up every little piece, you're going to end up having to take a bucket and scrape everything off. And that's not what this job was. It's not what's necessary. So we've got it nice and smooth. We seeded over it. There's a few lines in it from where the mulcher ran down, and but the first couple times they cut over it with a lawnmower, all that stuff will be knocked down and smooth, and they're going to end up having to put some permanent grass seed on this. We put some ryegrass down. It's January, so the ryegrass will come up and give it some hold, and then we'll turn around and after the weather starts getting real warm, it'll die off and they'll have to put some permanent grass seed on there. But I think we accomplished their goals for the project. I've still got to sit down and calculate up the total of what we spent at the dump. I think I spent probably somewhere around $800 or so. And to be completely transparent, $800 is about what I had figured it was going to cost me, or what I had quoted to the customer for their cost for a day with a dump trailer and a driver. So I sat down and looked at my time, and I ended up spending about a day and 3/4 on the dump trailer. So I undershot on that. I messed up on my figuring with my pricing for the haul off fees. Mobile County, it would have been $20 a dump trailer. Over here, it was based off of the weight. It was $18 a ton. And so each dump trailer ended up costing me anywhere between $60 and $80, just depending on how heavy it was. So that kind of ate my lunch money a little bit. And so, like I said, I'll sit down and figure out the total. I'll figure out the profit. I'll put it at the end of this video, this third iteration of this project. But it is January the 10th. I started this project on the 2nd as a 2-day project. I'm in it for 4 days now, but it has taken me until the 10th to accomplish those 4 days. So basically the first 2 weeks of the year has been dedicated almost. I mean, I did other work. I've done other things. We had rain delays. We had to let it sit for a day or two after each rain to let it dry out. And so we have more rain coming tomorrow. And so I shifted my schedule around again and got over here. And luckily the ground was solid enough. Everybody kept telling me how, if it rains, you won't be able to get in here for, 5 or 6 days. And that just wasn't the case. So I did come over here yesterday and just walked the ground, cranked up the skid steer and drove it around a little bit. There were a couple of wet and squishy spots that are just kind of some low little bowl areas, but nothing that we couldn't grade out with the rake and with the mulcher. And so, we'll sit down and analyze our numbers, and the next time we have a project like this come up, I'll be better suited to price it out a little bit more accordingly. The project was sold as a day rate project, which it's kind of hard to mess up and lose money when you're operating on a day rate. If the project goes over, the project just starts getting more expensive. The hiccup came in, the issue came in when I was busy. I didn't send the customer a contract, and the customer sent me a text message when I started the job talking about the trees that she wanted taken out within this area. And that is what we had talked about. And so I said, yeah, absolutely, those are the trees that we're going for. That was taken to be, we are going to take out every single one of those trees for the 2-day day rate price that was quoted. Because of that miscommunication and misunderstanding, instead of me trying to play hardball and trying to balk at her so much, I just said, look, hey, I'll take care of this. Partially my fault because I didn't get you a contract. I didn't do my part on that, and so I'm not going to turn around and charge you extra. I was really thinking we'd only go into 3 days. I wasn't thinking it was going to go into 4 days. But you know, even though we had weather delays, that's not her fault. That's not my fault. It's just part of it. It's part of being a small business owner and working on these projects and stuff like this. Whether there's a breakdown, whether there's a weather delay, you know, you're at the mercy of the Lord whenever that happens. So we rolled with it the best we could. I think we did a good job. You know, I'm not going to end up losing a ton of money. It's not like I had to come out of pocket a whole lot outside of the dump fees and a little bit of fuel driving back and forth. But yeah, so learning lesson for the next one. You know, would it have been nice to make, you know, $3,000 on this project? Absolutely. If I had to guess, I would say I probably cleared somewhere around $1,500. I'll put the numbers at the end of this video so you have an exact figure. I'll put it in a text at the bottom, but you know, 4 days of work, $1,500. It's absolutely terrible when you're talking about machine work, but I'll take that $1,500 and I'll take the other $1,500 and I'll count that as a very expensive life lesson. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you watched all 3 videos. If not, check out the first 2. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. I'm stoked every time I have somebody that responds and has an opinion or a thought. We've just started this channel, and so I think as of today I've got something like 107 subscribers, and I didn't start this until, man, like maybe the week before Christmas, and it's January the 10th. So that's blowing my mind how many people actually want to subscribe to this and follow along. So thank you so much. It means the world. I hope it continues. I hope it grows. I'm going to continue to work on my skills of videography, editing, putting the videos together, my public speaking skills, and communicating what I'm trying to talk about and what I want you to see. But I just want to say thank you so much. It means the world. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'm going to try to continue to bring y'all awesome content and just things to, you know, look at, and it's cool and it looks cool, and that's all we can do. That's all I want to do, and I just really hope y'all enjoy it. Y'all have a great day. Catch you next time.